Literature can be a messy composition of words. Literary work can seem judgmental or it can be clarifying. Literary work is private but can also be public. Literature can make people feel many different things, or it can make people feel nothing at all. Have you ever felt criticized by words on a screen? Is reading and writing your therapy? Is literature beneficial or fruitless for your life? How can one read or write to get to the root of how they feel? How can literature have such an effect on a life or not an effect at all? There are so many ways I can phrase questions and create more to think on a deeper level. In this video, I'm going to tell you how literature has affected my life and how I feel. On a personal level, literature has helped save my life. I will be elaborating on my journey I went through right after COVID. I will be inserting a journal entry that I wrote that was based on how I felt. You will see how, from the beginning of my journey, and how I've grown, and how my teacher has helped me. As the author Brandon wrote, sponsors, as we ordinarily think of them, are powerful figures who bankroll events or smooth the way for initiatives. I authored this poem at one of the lowest points of my life, and writing is how I expressed it. So I will be reading this journal entry. Feeling like a puddle, the rain settles in a huddle. Like pain being bottled, knowing my heart needs to be remodeled. Slowly draining, my mind barely maintaining. Feeling like nothing should be wrong, although days are feeling long. Sleep seems short, needing support. Afraid I'm falling deep, afraid the climb up is too steep. Fearing to fall back into the pattern I thought I left behind as far as Saturn. When I thought I recovered, emotions becoming uncovered. Faith faltering, brain altering, thoughts reoccurring, hope stirring, wanting to please, but nothing is at ease. Seeing all my flaws, motivation on a pause, feeling like a chore, wanting help more, never feeling like enough, the road to recovery is rough. Mental health might be a struggle, but it's not too hard for God to juggle. What I reflected on from literacy is that we do not have to limit ourselves from simply composing in just writing or speech. Literature can be expressed in multiple various aspects. It also just depends on the person. The author Ramsay writes, heritage literacy is also multimodal. It accounts for the passage of all sorts of literary practices, not necessarily or exclusively print or alphabetic literacies. There are so many things that we can learn on how to do in the context of literacy that we are not just limited or prescribed one specific way in every situation. We have the freedom to describe different scenarios or feelings however it fits. The author Ramsay and Young have the same idea when you think about it. If literacy can be multimodal, it should also be taught descriptively. Young emphasizes how we should be taught prescriptively rather than force people into the patterns of language that ain't natural or easy to understand. One may express themselves better by using different forms of literacy. We communicate better when we write, or vice versa. One may communicate better in language as well. So this is kind of a general idea of how one person is not just limited, and you can have the freedom to express yourself in many different forms. It could be in speech, like with talking to someone, language with your culture, or through writing and journaling and composing of your thoughts. So literature has, especially through composing and writing, has helped me with expressing my feelings. An example is when in 8th grade year, the first time going back to school right after COVID, I was going through a challenging time. My English and creative writing teacher, Ms. Bushman, told me that journaling my feelings may help me. She knew I was more of a private person and I would benefit more from writing and journaling my feelings than talking to somebody about them. She knew me better than I knew myself, really. Journaling started a routine for me to use writing as an escape. During COVID, I also took up reading to distract myself from my mind. So from reading to writing, they both go hand in hand to helping me to distract myself. I use them both as an escape, into making my mind just go into that creative mode and being able to just escape, like I said. So the first literary device that helped inspired me and motivate me to being creative was the book I Am Number 4 by Pittacus Lore. It was a book about a kid who had powers, trying to escape forces that were after him while also trying to figure out his identity. His mentor died while they were on the run, so he had to kind of figure out his own identity while he was on his own. I reflected this on my life and connected with this book because after I left 8th grade year and left my teacher, I felt like I had to make sure and find my own identity by myself. I couldn't depend on her as much anymore. So this kind of inspired me to journal and to just grow in my creative ability and my literature abilities while also just trying to figure out my identity. And so this experience helped my journal and my literary devices in growing, and this is how I am today. Today I have stronger vocabulary, a more creative mind, and I communicate better through literature and speech. I'm stronger at writing since Miss Fishman mentored me to express myself, which has made me stronger as a person as well. As Deborah Brandon also states, sponsors nevertheless set the terms for access to literacy and wield powerful initiatives for compliance and loyalty. Because of Ms. Bushman, I have better communication and language skills while also becoming stronger at using my literary devices. Thank you.